We're beginning our film study here on Broncos cornerback Duke Dawson. He can do a lot. He can play as the nickel guy. He can play outside. This was the game, unfortunately, he got hurt, and this would keep him out the rest of the season. He's experienced a little bit of a stinger, shoulder, neck issue on this, just some friendly fire, and really nothing his fault, but he causes an incomplete pass here. Now, a lot of Broncos fans have asked me, is he going to be the guy that's going to play that nickel position? Well, he was playing it primarily in 2019. When he got hurt, that's when we saw the Broncos move Will Parks there, and Will Parks did a great job, but Duke Dawson is a gem, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very high on Duke Dawson's ability to play in this Broncos defense. Vic Fangio really liked him. He's entering year 3. Does a great job here, knocking the ball down, get his hands on it, forcing an incomplete pass. Keep an eye on Duke Dawson in 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Now on this play here, Minnesota's just going to create a little simple design, almost like a pick play, just non-contact to free up the tight end here. Duke Dawson lined up in the nickel covering here. Look, I like the angle that he takes. He takes a great angle despite the fact he's got to scrape underneath Stefon Diggs. Based on that route alignment there, they're tight, they're condensed, so watch it here from the end zone angle. You'll see Stefon Diggs kind of step in front of him. So Duke Dawson's got to track right underneath there, bam, reads, and he takes a good angle to be able to cut in front, or at least hip distance, near hip, to the tight end, not allowing a big gain here. The Broncos live with that stuff. Everyone believes that, you're a good cornerback if you don't allow a single catch. Well, yeah, but that's the case, but that's not the NFL anymore. Duke Dawson here takes a great angle, does a great job diagnosing, getting underneath to make the play here, and obviously it's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Vikings. I think we've all seen a trend here with Vic Fangio. He likes his defensive backs that can be able to cover and also be able to help out in the run game. And as you play a nickel position here, Duke Dawson has had a heavy presence as being one of those guys to help out in the run. He's an extra run defender here as the Broncos will rotate Justin Simmons back to the middle. You got Devontae Harris going to backpedal here. And then you got man coverage here with Chris Harris Jr. and Stefon Diggs. So now you've got your edge guys at Tauchu, Von Miller, your defensive linemen. When we talk about Derek Wolfe and Shelby Harris, they're going to be plugging here, and then you got your inside linebackers. Duke Dawson essentially is another guy that can either help out off the edge this way, or if it goes inside run, he can play here. And he does exactly just that on this play. Tight end's going to release to inside backer. Duke Dawson becomes the guy that's got to be the free-flowing guy. He's the extra linebacker here. It's almost like the Broncos have 3 linebackers on this play. Now I'm going to run the play back for you guys once again. I'm going to pause it right here. Watch the tight end. Tight end is going to release inside here to the inside linebacker, which means that this tackle is going to have a one-on-one situation with the edge defender. So that means Duke Dawson is going to have to be one of those guys that's going to have to fill. And because you have a fullback lead, and Dalvin Cook obviously being one of the best running backs in the game, you got to be able to bring the heat here. And he does it just right there. And I'm going to bring it back once again, slow motion. Let's see where we're at here. Tight end's going to release up to inside linebacker, inside to Todd Davis. The guard's got a one-on-one here with the defensive tackle. You got your fullback leading up. You're going to have your center right here. He's initially double-teaming here. He's going to come out, and he's actually going to hold Alexander Johnson. They didn't call it, so Duke Dawson right here sees it, and now he shoots the gap. He sees the fullbacks coming through. He's going to be the guy to come in and close out the outside hip of Dalvin Cook. This is a good play here by Duke Dawson in the run game. This is right before halftime. It's 3rd and 23, 13 seconds left. The Broncos, they're playing prevent. They're keeping everything in front of them. And as you're going to see here, they're going to allow the short pass to happen. Now, what you have at the bottom right of your screen, you have a tray formation right here, and then you have a tailback. So essentially, you have 4 receiving threats. If this tailback were to swing out, then 1, 2, 3 right here. So I think overall, you're going to take a look. You see the grand scheme of things. Devontae Harris, he's going to play deep quarter. Kareem Jackson, he's going to play deep quarter. Justin Simmons, he's going to play deep quarter. Chris Harris Jr. is going to play deep quarter. Will Parks is going to jam, play physical press coverage underneath right here, and he's going to drop to the curl to flat and play trail technique. Same thing for Duke Dawson. So as you can see here on the route release, keeping everything in front of them, and then they're going to rally short, which it's caught short down by the tight end. You like that play here. Just quick read and react here. He's an instinctual zone cover corner in the nickel position. I think Duke Dawson brings a lot to the table for the Denver Broncos in terms of versatility as a run stopper and as a guy who can be effective as a pass cover guy. This play, you're going to see completion from Kirk Cousins to Stefon Diggs, who's lined up as the number 2 receiver in the slot. There's Duke Dawson. Now, a reason that Minnesota has a lot of success is the way that they run their routes. They run their routes so tight together against some of the other combinations, it forces defenses that play man coverage, because the Broncos are a man-to-man coverage here, because they're going to be blitzing Alexander Johnson. They're going to be blitzing off the edge. man here, and then you got a guy free. But here's what I want to talk about here. The route combination that they're going to run right here almost serves as a rub route, almost like a pick route. You're going to see the tight end run probably about 7 to 8 yards, cross inside. Stephon Diggs going to release as well, about maybe 6 to 7 yards. He's going to cross as well. So it forces Duke Dawson to have to cut underneath. Now, he still gets in on the hip. He still has contact with Stephon Diggs right here. That's a tough route overall to cover. You know, it's a third down. You're going to give it up. It's going to be a first down here, but I'm not going to get mad at Duke Dawson on this play because essentially he does his job. You're asking a lot for defenders to play underneath crossing patterns where you can't play as physical with wide receivers past the threshold. So Duke Dawson, pretty decent in coverage here. It's just one of those plays, man, you're going to have to live with. This is a phenomenal play by Duke Dawson. It's 3rd and 3, so usually on this, in the shotgun, you can go inside zone, which the Browns do right here, but Duke Dawson's going to disguise like he's in man coverage. He's going to be blitzing right off the edge here, so Kareem Jackson's actually going to take man coverage responsibility on the number 2 wide receiver, and Duke Dawson comes up big right here for the Broncos. He goes, squeezes a downhill line, makes the tackle, no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and short here for the Cleveland Browns. He takes a great angle against the back, and this was a phenomenal play by Dawson all across the board. So let's take a look at it from the end zone angle here. You can see, and I'm going to pause it right here, this is a holding call missed by the officiating, number 78 against Malik Reed. And as you can see, Dawson's the free guy coming through. So this is a smart design by Vic Fangio here. He's going to send one of his nickel guys. He's going to replace him in coverage with the safety. And so the Broncos have extra run defenders here on a 3rd and short. Duke Dawson comes up big, makes a play. Broncos country, he can do it all. He can cover, he can come up with the run, and lay the wood. Towards the end of the second quarter here, it's 2nd and 9, and Duke Dawson's going to initially cover his guy, come back and clean up here on the running back when Chubb chips, releases out of the backfield, comes up, makes a tackle, and it's going to be close. It's going to be inches coming up here for them. So great job by Duke Dawson, essentially breaking down, shooting the hip, near gap. Watch this. Dump off to Chubb. He does a great job tracking near hip. He shoots, and he makes the frickin' tackle. That's a good job there by Duke Dawson. 2nd-year player. Going on year 3 in Vic Fangio right there. Just a great job attacking that hip, shooting it, shutting it down. It's going to be 3rd and inches coming up for the Browns. This is a phenomenal play here by Duke Dawson. He does his job. Lined up in the slot against the tight end. Tight end's going to motion to the right side of the field from the defensive perspective. So Duke Dawson's going to shift over as well. You're going to see a 2 tight end set. It's going to be a stretch play here by the Colts. And Duke Dawson does a great job attacking the block, keeping his outside hand free. He's going to attack and be the guy that forces the running back out of bounds here. This is a good football play. Not a lot of people are going to understand his responsibility here, but you're going to see it. Malik Reed's going to attack this tight end at the point of attack here. So that means that Duke Dawson now becomes the force player. He's got to force either out of bounds or inside. So he's going to take an angle here. He's going to attack the block here by the tight end. Does a phenomenal job, in my opinion, right about here. Engages. Now look at this. He's going to have his outside hand free. He's just got to close it down. Continue to close it down, trying to force him to back inside. Marlon Mack is going to take it wide to the outside. Dawson does a great job attacking and forcing him out of bounds. This is a great play. Outside hand free. That's his job as a run defender. If you're an edge guy, a force guy, you cannot have both hands intact inside the frame of the blocker. He does a great job having his outside hand free. That's the coaching point that Ed Donatel is always preaching at practice. Ride him out of bounds. Live to fight another day. Good job by Duke Dawson. Duke Dawson's lined up in the slot right here against Tyreek Hill. Does a great job as initial press at the line of scrimmage. He feels that Tyreek Hill's going inside. He does a great job staying at the top of the route. He fits in on the hip right here, brings his ball side hand through, knocks it down, incomplete. Phenomenal play here by Duke Dawson against probably the fastest player in the National Football League. And so there's some promise here about what he can do as a cover guy. So as you're going to watch, he's going to come inside, stay on top of it, feel it, find the hip, knock the ball down, ball side hand. That is technique right there. Love that play here. This was a good overall showing by Duke Dawson, and the Broncos view him very highly going into the 2020 season.